This is the Sports Hit List. By the fans, for the fans.
Episode 5 of the Mount Rushmore NBA series, Carl Coulage for the Sports Hit List. By the fans and for the fans, let me introduce my panel. The pastor, self-proclaimed co-founder of the Sports Hit List, Mr. Mike Miller, is in the building. Mike, how you doing, sir?
What's up, my brother? You know what time it is, man.
We have the president of the Laker Nation Brooklyn Division, reigning, defending NBA champion, Mr. Anthony Mullen. What do you say to call you again? I forgot.
Big stepper, Mr. 17 time. Yeah, all that. Big speaker. I don't get tired. I told you all that. Yeah.
You good?
I'm him. I'm him.
We have Mr. Andres Rivas, Mr. Numbers. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing amazing, bro. Thank you for having me again. I appreciate you.
And we have the coach, resident coach of the Sports Hit List, Mr. Jamaal WOMACK. Coach, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. I hope the rest of us are good. Philly, I hope you good. Michigan, I hope you good. Arizona, Nevada, I hope you good.
Yes, sir, for sure. So we are at the illustrious point guard position in our Mount Rushmore series.
Yes, sir.
As I said in our live earlier, I've been noticing a lot of other platforms and people talk about Mount Rushmores. But just so people know that the Sports Hit List kind of started talking about this in the summertime, so I'm throwing it out there. Just give us a shout out. It doesn't hurt to say the sports, wherever you are, Isaiah Thomas, all the big namers. Just give our little show a shout out when you talk about Mount Rushmores, because we did kind of engineer the conversations with the NFL. With that being said, Mr. Mike Miller, I'm going to give you the floor first. Tell me your 4 NBA point guards all time that make your list.
My man. Well, first of all, let me I noticed the last one y'all did honorable mention. So let me give my honorable mentions real quick. Gary Payton, arguably the greatest, the best point guard of the 90s, in my opinion. Gary Payton, Mike Bibby, don't even leave me alone. That's my man. I don't care what y'all say. I love that Kings team. I love Mike Bibby as a player. I was always a big fan. And Nate Tiny Archibald, only player in NBA history to lead the league in scoring and assists in the same year. So those are my honorable mention. Now to my 4. Isaiah Thomas, he's the 4th. Big O, Oscar Robertson, we already know, averaged a triple-double, was the first one to do it. It took 58 years for somebody else to do it. Great point guard. Stephen Curry, what more needs to be said? The greatest shooter ever, changed the NBA, 2 championships, all that. We gonna get into that. But yeah, that's my number 2. And of course, Magic Johnson still holds the top spot as the greatest point guard ever. But Steph is gaining on him.
Okay, so he goes Magic, Steph, Big O, and Isaiah.
And going crazy right now.
Okay, Mr. Numbers, the floor is yours.
I can't wait.
Mr. Numbers, the floor is yours. Who are your top 4 all time?
I think regardless, it's going to create controversy, but, you can't please everyone. I think an honorable mention for me got to be John Stockton and Big O. I'm going to keep it at that. Number 4, this is a personal pick for me, but I genuinely do believe he has a case to be on Mount Rushmore. Christopher Emmanuel Paul. 10-time NBA All-Star, 4-time All-NBA first team, 7-time All-NBA defensive team. He led the league in assists 4 times, led the league in steals 6 times. Both offense and defense matters. I think Chris Paul is the greatest defender at his position besides the glove. The glove is the only point guard to ever win Defensive Player of the Year. If you guys didn't know that, now you know. You learn something new every day. Number 3, Mr. Zeke, Isaiah Thomas, 2-time NBA champion, 1-time Finals MVP in 1990, 12-time NBA All-Star, NBA assist leader, averaged 20 and 10, 4 seasons, I think. 1 year he averaged 14-plus assists. In 1 playoff run, he beat Clyde Drexler in the finals, Michael Jordan in the Eastern Conference Finals, Patrick Ewing in the semifinals, and Reggie Miller in the first round. Number 2, Wardell Stephen Curry, 3-time NBA champion, 5-time NBA Finals appearance, 3-time All-NBA first team, 2 times MVP, the only unanimous MVP we've seen in the history of the game. He had 402 threes in 1 season. He changed the way people saw basketball, had the greatest offensive season of all time, has a scoring title, 6-time All-Star.
What?
I'm not
Let
done.
him finish, Ant.
Number 1, the guy that extended number 33's career. Not going to say his name. Mr. Magic Johnson. 5-time NBA champion, 9-time finals appearances, the leader of the Showtime Lakers, 3-time MVP, 3-time Finals MVP, won it as a rookie, started at center in 1980 against the 76ers, and a 12-time NBA All-Star. So I go Magic, Steph, Zeke, and Mr. Christopher Emmanuel Paul. Mr.
All right,
Paul.
you hear it from Mr. Numbers. He goes Magic, Steph, Isaiah Thomas, and CP3. President of the Laker Nation, you're on the clock. Who cracks your
Oh, man. It's time for me to put this thing in its proper perspective, of course. So, you know how we're going to start. We're going to do it by eras. We're not going to list, there's no list or anything like that. We're going to start with numero uno. And, of course, that is the logo, Jerry West. That's why he is the logo, which you see as the staple of the NBA. Okay, that's the silhouette on every ball, on every jersey, on every. I don't have to go into it. Google them. Okay, number 2. He already said it. Big O, first one to do the triple double before Westbrook. You know, Google him. Played with Wilt and them. One over there. Google it. Then next we have to go. You know who? It's Magic, baby. You know we got to go Magic. You know what he do. That is Mr. Laker, other than, of course, Kobe Bryant. You know, that's the guy at the helm right now. He brought through the king, which brought through the brow, which got us that gold ball. Yeah, but I'm not going to tell him no more. And lastly, but definitely not least, the point guard, GAWD, CP3. Yes, Chris Paul, the point guard. Google him. Like I said, at one point, the only man to average 20 and 10 in the playoffs. Of course, you know that's dead by now, whatever the case may be. Like you said, the best to do it on both sides. Whatever you want to say, however you want it, he can do it. Guard from big men to little men. What do you want? Floor general, everything. And the second person to Kobe to have his career sabotaged by the veto. Never forget the veto. That's it.
Okay, so Anthony goes Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, Magic, and CP3. Coach, I figured since this is your position, this is what you played, I would let's save the best for last and have you go last. Who are your top 4 all time?
So disappointed in some of what I hear, but I get personal favorites and all that, and it's opinionated, so I can't be mad. But big shout out to Rucker Park. If you was a point guard growing up in New York City, that's where you played. You had to come to Rucker Park. You had to go through the gauntlet. You had to have handles. I remember I played my first game against Greg PlayStation Williams. Big shout out to Greg. His handle was crazy. I remember everybody hyping it up because I never played out there. Like, yo, if you reach, he gonna teach. But you know, I went head to head with him. But anyway, let's get back to the NBA point guards. Honorable mention for me, Isaiah Thomas. He's my honorable mention. Zeke is one of the premier ball handlers to really start to shine and bring that jazz after guys like excuse my language. I'm losing thought right now. What's the white guy with the best handle ever? Pistol Pete. After Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete had the best handle. You know, Pistol Pete was doing it. Isaiah came in the 80s. If you watch Hoop Dreams, you knew exactly who Isaiah Thomas was. You know, he was a warrior, could score, pretty much almost, you know, got MVP of the conference with a broken foot. Like, you know, this guy was notorious. He was great. Second honorable mention, this is where you guys get upset, Chris Paul, for me, for Chris Paul. Chris Paul falls to about fifth on my list. Chris Paul is amazing, great leadership, can score, defender, one of the most, he plays the hardest. He's one of the point guards I've ever seen play the hardest. Like, he does not care. You could be his best friend off the court. He would try and hurt you on the court. I just got to respect that. Now we're going to go to my 4. I know you guys are going to hate this. I know Andreas is going to kill me. I know Ant's going to make a face. But John Stockton. As a point guard, I'm going John Stockton at number 4. John Stockton at number 4. He's a point guard. Now, in that era, a lot of point guards wasn't necessarily looked at to score like that. If the scoring point guards came a little later, it was only maybe 4 or 5 scoring point guards before that at that height. And I'm not talking about the Jerry West. We know Jerry West could score. I'm not talking about the Oscars. I'm talking about in the era where we had the Isaiah Thomases, You know, in the era when we had to mark prices, it wasn't a lot of scoring point guards. Your twos, your threes, and your centers really did all the work for you. John Stockton led the league in assists for 9 straight seasons. 9 straight seasons. Now I know he had Karl Malone, but if we're going to give credit to guys like Curry, when we give him, it's a team game, yes, but you still got to be successful. He had 19 All-Star games. 19 playoffs made. 19 playoffs made. 19 playoffs made. He made the All-Star game just as many times as Chris Paul, 5 times all defensive team. So he played defense, steals leader, assist leader. He set the whole table. So as a pure point guard, I'm putting John Stockton at number 4. At number 3, the big O, Oscar Robertson. Mr. Triple-Double. He was the first one to average a triple-double. Big guard, post you up, find your guy in the paint. He was a mismatch problem. Oscar showed that you could run the show, score, and do it all at the same time. Wasn't done again until Westbrook. Number 2, Steph Curry. Changed the game of basketball. One of the greatest shooters ever. Like Andre said, unanimous MVP. We haven't seen that. Steph Curry really made people hate him. Like, I haven't seen that. Only, like, the greats usually do that. The Kobe's, the LeBrons, the KD when he switched teams. But people hated Curry. Look at Ant right now shaking his head. Ant hated Curry. You hated him, Ant. People hated Curry. That's because he did it in a way.
I do not hate Steph. Stop saying that.
You do. You do.
No, I don't.
People hate
No,
it.
I don't.
They called him Wardell.
Hate is a big word.
Proper perspective. I keep him in the proper perspective.
And
Okay?
let him finish. Let the coach finish,
There you
and
go.
we'll get to debating. Go ahead, coach.
And last but not least, it's Magic Johnson, the point guard to me. Magic, saved the NBA, won the championship when Kareem got hurt, played center, beat Larry. We talking about basketball, won the NCAA championship. They came the next year as a point guard rookie, led the Lakers to the championship. The guy was out sick for a year, came back like nothing ever changed. He's that guy. Like, if you grew up in the 80s, yeah, Michael was Mike, Larry was Larry, but Magic was Showtime. He's what you emulated when you wanted to go to the courts and throw that crazy pass and do everything else like that. Because a lot of us couldn't jump like Mike. We wasn't dunking, but I could pass like Magic. I could do a spin move like Magic. I could throw it behind my neck like Magic. Pause. Heavy pause, because I'm from New York City, so that's a pause. But anyway, Magic Johnson at number 1. Let's bring on a debate. I'm ready to argue.
Okay,
right now.
so
Let's
Mac goes Magic, Steph, Oscar, and John Stockton. Mr. Mullen, I have to call you to the front of the congregation. You already know where I'm going. The only one not to put Wardell, Steph Curry on his list. Why?
Why? Because, again, he didn't make the top 4. The same with the Bird.
That's not answering my question. You need to give me a legit reason.
He's not greater or better than the people I've listed. That's why.
He's not better than Chris Paul? Why?
No, because
Tell
Chris
me
Paul
why.
is better than him all around.
Tell me why.
Chris Paul doesn't get whored on defense. I can't hear you.
So-
Chris Paul doesn't
So
get
can I
whored
respond
on
to that?
defense.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm
Is he
waiting.
better offensively?
Yeah.
Chris Paul's better than Stephen Curry
No,
offensively.
Steph is better than CP3 offensively, but all
Which
around,
one?
Chris Paul is the better player.
Is offense and defense equal in basketball?
What do you mean by that?
Is Stephen Curry's offensive?
Offense outweighs defense, doesn't it?
No, I wouldn't
Is
say
Steph's
that.
offensive impact the
No.
same as CP3's impact defensively? That's what he's trying to say.
Yes.
Is what?
Thank you.
No,
Is
but-
Steph's offensive impact the same as
Hey,
no, I got him. I got him. Can I
Hey,
answer?
hey,
Can I
no, so
can I answer?
Max background.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
All right, I got him.
Stop
Can
it.
I answer? Can I answer?
Go ahead.
Thank you. You're saying that offense should be graded higher than defense.
And I'm not saying it
100%.
should be, it is.
It is 100%.
Whatever.
120%.
It is.
Whatever.
It's not should be.
Right.
It is.
Okay. So even with that, for one, CP3 is not that far back from Steph in offense. But
no,
again,
he's far,
better.
bro. He's far.
And then
He's far.
he's so far ahead. He's so far ahead in defense that
What?
it basically
What,
makes
he won
him better.
Defensive Player of the Year and I don't know about it?
Why do he have to win Defensive Player of the Year to be a better defender than Steph? What do you mean?
So what do you mean by far
Hold on,
ahead? Give me some
hold on.
reasons.
Okay,
What do you mean?
coach, chime in here real quick.
I got because Ant brings up some good arguments. Like, if you want to value defense, I respect defense. You can't just throw that away. But here's my thing. Everybody's on Chris Paul has been on some good teams, right? I'm not gonna knock him for not making a finals.
Never forget the veto. He never got to be on that championship team.
He was on some good teams. Now, Steph's teams before KD came, they were some good teams.
Mac, be clear. Not good.
Great
historic.
Team.
No, historic.
Great
but what I'm trying to get to is Steph is a 2-time MVP, most valuable player. Chris Paul doesn't have a most valuable player. I'm not talking about championship. You can win a most valuable player and not win the championship.
You want to know why?
A lot of players have done that.
Okay, cool. When has he ever been on a team of that caliber? Because again, we know how
the Clippers. The Clippers were good.
Who?
The Clippers were good.
The Clippers were
the Clippers.
Yeah,
they were really good.
Don't be cute. A team of that caliber, a championship team.
But you know why they're a team? You know why they're a team of that caliber? Because Curry was on that team.
A team who was a lot to win.
Okay. So, Coach,
can I get that point made though?
Go ahead.
I think people, and not you, and people
because it wasn't just Curry. But go ahead.
No, it wasn't. It was not just Curry.
Right.
But people say sometimes you got to be on a team. Like, why was Michael Jordan never won a championship as the underdog? Because he wasn't the underdog. Because Michael Jordan's Michael Jordan. When he was on the team, it made him the best. They didn't think they were losing. Curry made that team go. He was the catalyst.
And they were frauds.
Okay,
so before KD.
Okay, so let me ask this though. Mike,
they won a championship.
Okay, guys. So Mike, let me ask this.
That's stupid.
So Mike, let me ask this. Is it
3-1, 73-10 team? And what happened?
So, but hold on, guys. Listen.
So they lost one series. That makes them frauds.
Guys, listen real quick. So Andres, no, and listen. So wait a minute. So Anthony and Andres had CP3, but WOMACK and Mike didn't. But is it fair to have CP3 in that mix, or like, is it too far fetched or not?
Nah, you could keep. Oh,
Mac had him number 5. So
you could keep. CP3 is right. See, to me, I chose Stockton because that was like it could be argued like the Iverson pick last week when some people said I'm gonna take Harden over Iverson. Like if that's your preference, I'm gonna argue it why I'm taking Stockton. We're gonna have a big debate about it, but it might not be clear for me why CP3 can go over Stockton in terms of what I'm saying as a point guard. And what people view a point guard as, but he's right there. CP3, you can't, if you put him at 4th. I didn't look at Andres when he said CP3 and said, "Wow, you bugging. How dare you put CP3?"
No, but you know what? But Mike didn't even.
But Ant said he's
mention.
No, Ant didn't put him number 1.
Yeah, no, I'm saying,
Yo, listen.
I never put him number 1.
I know.
He could probably crack the top 10. But yo, listen, look at my honorable mention, Gary Payton. Let's look at what the glove was doing in the 90s, leading a team to the finals against Jordan. As Andre said, the only point guard in that decade to win Defensive Player of the Year. So do I think Chris Paul is better than Gary Payton? No. Who else I named? In my other honorable mention, I named Mike Bibby. Okay, Chris Paul's better than Mike Bibby. That was a personal one. But if I actually scaled it, Nate Tiny Archibald, I'm not gonna put Chris Paul over him. Like,
time out, Mike. I don't know what I was doing. I might have been listening to some election results. You put Mike Bibby on honorable mention?
That's my personal honorable mention, yo.
It's kind of like saying LaMarcus Aldridge is better than
he did.
Kind of crazy.
But one more quick question before I let you guys decide. You had Zeke as an honorable mention. You really don't believe Zeke would belong? People rate Zeke as a
Nah, Zeke. You know what? Zeke to me is literally in that 4, 5, 6 spot. To me, it's interchangeable, and I won't get mad. I won't get mad at anyone.
I got him 5.
Yeah, you like at me growing up. I never really got to not like Zeke because as a Knicks fan, by the time he was retiring, we just started getting good, and we never really had battles. But as someone who watched the point guard position, Zeke was one of those guys who transformed. Like, and without Zeke, there's no Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of those small guards, or Steph. He's one of those small guards that said, "I can put the team on my back." He had Joe Dumars, who's excellent. So don't say like he was by himself. Joe Dumars was an MVP, Finals MVP. Dumars was an excellent player.
Who was the leader of that team, though?
I mean, the leader of the team was Zeke. No, Zeke was the leader. But you can't say but when you win 2 championships and someone else wins a Finals MVP and you only win 2, you can say that it was a 1A and a close B.
That's a fact.
Close B.
That's a fact.
Wait, numbers, you disagree?
No, talk.
He don't have the numbers to back it up. Don't worry about it.
He can't. He ain't research.
Don't worry about it.
This is gonna turn into a different conversation.
Nah,
Let's stay on topic here.
Okay, so Mr. Numbers, I'm gonna
ask. How you get Andres though? You gotta get Andres the things he didn't prepare for, because once he gets the numbers, it's over.
Yeah,
so you gotta get him right now. You gotta get him right now.
Once you get them on-off numbers, don't let him get them on-off numbers.
Do it after the show.
So Andres, I'm gonna allow you to make your pick first. Who out of your four?
Let Ant go first, man. Let Ant go
Mount
first.
Rushmore. The Mount Rushmore of point guards is not the Mount Rushmore of point guards with Wardell, Steph, and Curry. So I want to play it safe and go with Steph.
Ant next.
Anthony.
Ant next. Go ahead, Ant.
Go ahead, Ant.
Yeah. You ain't got no choice. Yeah. Steph going first. Go ahead, Ant.
Steph is on.
Steph is on. There's nothing you can do. You can't stop it. Just go.
I'm like Trump. I'm going home. I'm taking my ball and going home. I'm not being on a list with Steph and Curry. My players
okay, make a pick. Curry. Come on, make a pick.
CP3.
Ooh. Okay.
We can argue that.
Mike, hold on. Mike.
We can argue that.
Who
Mike,
said
he said CP3. Mike
said CP3.
Mike, go ahead, make a pick.
Yo, Mike. You see what they did to Carl?
Mm-hmm.
This is payback.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, go ahead.
I'm putting Magic.
No, Mike, you wasn't supposed to say that.
Mm-hmm. I know. Okay, WOMACK.
No, I'm changing my pick. I'm changing my pick. Big O. I'm putting Big O. I'm changing my pick.
Ooh.
I'm putting Big O. I'm changing my pick.
Okay, WOMACK.
Who we got left? We got John Stockton and Magic Johnson. Mount Rushmore.
Who you got?
Mm-hmm.
This sounds
I
stupid.
dare you.
No, it's gonna sound stupid, bro. You gotta put Magic on, son. It's gonna sound stupid, bro.
Carl.
I dare you. think Carl acted up?
You don't have to do this again, Mac. If you don't put
WOMACK, go ahead, man. It's in your hands. WOMACK, do it.
See, this is where Ant put the pressure on us when we try to put the pressure on him. If he would have said Magic, we would have left CP3 out. But he put CP3 in. So I can't take my number one, the person who I said is the best point guard, and leave him off the list. So Magic Johnson is gonna be on that list for me.
So here we go. Okay. So here we go. Now we have Magic, Steph, Big O, and CP3. Are we all satisfied?
No.
So
CP3 does not belong there. Come on,
does not belong on there.
Okay. So how do we fix this? So that means
it's always 3 against 1. Majority rules.
No. This is the way it works. Whoever made the pick has to move the person off. So that means
that's
he's not gonna move. Come on, Carl, man. This is isn't this a presidential election? It's democracy, bro. It's 3 against 1.
Okay. Anthony, are you willing to move CP3 off?
No.
Mr. Numbers, are you willing to move Steph off?
Hold on. If I take Magic off, you won't put Magic on?
That's the only way it could work. You would have to take Magic off.
If I take Magic off, you won't put Magic on?
You take Magic and let him put
somebody else. Mac, listen. This is how it's going to work.
No, I know how it's
take Magic off.
I know how it's going to work. Can we start the picks all over again? No, trust me, Carl. This is good for the Carl.
No,
trust me, Carl.
Listen, Mac. Listen, take off Magic. Force his hand and take Magic off.
No, he's not changing his pick off of CP.
Carl, can you Magic? Carl, can you trust me for 1 second? Just start from everybody gets 1 pick all over again. Please.
Just tell him to change CP3 and this can go.
Trust me from that part.
Okay. So we're going to start this again. So according to Mac.
Trust me. Start from everybody gets 1 pick. Everybody gets 1 pick.
Okay, fine. Who's going first? Andres.
I'm going to change my pick. Wardell, Stephen Curry still.
I'm going second.
Whatever.
I'm taking CP3 second. I'm taking CP3 second.
I'm still taking. Man, I love you, Mac. I'm taking Big O. Now what you gonna do, Ant?
Who you got, Ant?
What you gonna do?
You got Magic.
Cool. Mac, you gonna change your pick?
Go ahead. Carl, no, I'm not changing my pick.
Okay, so
Carl,
Mac,
what's the 4 picks? No, Mac, I chose CP3. Ant chose
CP3. So the picks are right now: CP3, Steph, Big O, and Magic. Are we all satisfied?
No, I'd like to change my pick.
And you know what? Me too.
No.
Me
Okay,
too.
no.
Me too.
No, when the dude get cut, you can't pick him back up.
Mike, no,
Me too.
Mike, it's okay, Mike, because now Ant is gonna cut. He's gonna be on tape cutting Magic
Cutting
Johnson.
Magic.
Okay,
I'm
so you're
cutting. Now hold on. I'm cutting CP3 for John Stockton. Me.
Okay.
Because I got Curry is in my number one, my number two.
I don't know why y'all let Mac do this.
Let me
okay.
explain. Let me explain to who's on the list. Right, hold on, Carl. Tell me if this list is right. Right now,
You just rigged it.
Right? Magic is on the list, right, Carl?
Yeah, so it's John Stockton, Steph, Big O, and Magic. Are we all set?
No, it's not. Go with the
cool
first
with that.
list. He's trying to rig it.
It's on you now. It's on.
He's
That's
trying
it's
to
on
rig
you.
it. The
If you change
first
your
list
pick,
was
get
valid.
rid of Magic so you can put CP3
The
in.
first list was valid.
Go ahead.
And I will. Okay, CP3 for Magic. I changed my pick.
So you taking
Cool.
Magic off?
Keep it on record, Carl. Keep it on record. He took Magic off.
Off the second list. Off the list that don't count. Off the list that don't count. Yeah. Off the list that don't count. Since I want to rig it. Since I want to rig it.
Yo, I don't even know what to do now.
Carl, I never thought I'd see a sports hit list where a Laker fan took Magic over CP3. I never thought
That's crazy, bro.
Because he should have been a Laker. Never forget the veto. He should have been a Laker. But they hated him.
You took off Magic Johnson for CP3. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Carl,
if Steph is on there, then CP3
need
to be on there.
I would change my pick, but let the record show. I wanted it on film. A Laker fan taking the great Magic off. I will change my pick from John Stockton to Magic Johnson to make things right. But let the record show.
Let the record reflect that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Willing to sacrifice the
greatest Laker. Yo, hold on. Yo, you know what happened? Hold on, Carl. You know what just happened? This dude hates Stephen Curry so much that he's willing to sacrifice Magic Johnson just to get CP3 in because he doesn't want Steph in? That's crazy. Mac told you. People really
y'all
hate
sacrifice
Steph,
Magic.
bro.
Never
That's
forget that.
crazy.
Y'all sacrifice Magic by putting Steph in. Never forget that.
The power was in your hands.
Forget that.
It was in your hands.
Never forget that.
The power was in your hands.
All right,
no,
so guys,
wasn't.
okay, so here's the final list. We have Magic, Steph, Big O, and CP3. Are we satisfied?
Yeah.
No.
How about this? Carl, can all of us? Can we get like no? Actually, because Andreas wants CP3 on the Mount Rushmore too. So
yeah,
it's two against two. It's fair. It's fair.
It's fair. Makes it.
But nobody's gonna change. So the list is what it is.
The list is what it is. CP3 makes it on. Yeah, CP3 because he decided to change for Magic.
CP3 is not a top 4.
Yes, he is.
Come on, son.
God. Point guard.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. This was an interesting segment. Please
Never
make sure
forget
you
the
like,
video.
share, comment,
No,
subscribe.
you can't promote the Lakers right now. You got rid of Magic Johnson.
Go ahead,
You
Mr.
can't
Numbers.
do
What's
that.
up?
Carl, make sure you cut that last part just to put on all the Lakers fan pages.
That's the clip. Send that. Yo, Carl, send that clip to me. That's the clip we post on social media. That's the clip.
All right.
The greatest Laker is Kobe anyway. Y'all acting like Magic is the greatest Laker or something. The greatest Laker is Kobe.
Mr. Numbers, final thoughts. What was your final thoughts?
And police brutality in Nigeria. I said it 2 weeks ago. I'm going to say it again. And police brutality in Nigeria.
For sure, for sure. Again, thank you guys for joining me. Up next, I think we have Coach's Mount Rushmore. Coach, I know you'll be on there. I don't know who else is on that one.
Yeah,
I'll see you guys next week.
Don't value.
Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe.
On there? I like that one.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.
You took Magic off, man.
Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.